Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's episode of Beauty Darlings, I'm going to share with you a full face of Fenty. Rihanna has changed the world of makeup, and over the last couple of years, she has just drop after drop after drop has just been giving us all the products. So over time, I've been, collecting because I'm a sucker for branding and launches, but I actually haven't used all the products together that I have. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you all the products that I have and do this full face of Fenty. So if you're interested in seeing how I got this look, I think it's perfect for fall. Please keep watching. All right, so over the last couple of years, Fenty Beauty has launched a plethora of products that are just amazing. However, I am a makeup hoarder and I am very attracted to like advertisements and all the thing that brands do to entice you. I'm a sucker for that. So your budgets are being used very well, Fenty Beauty. So every time they drop something, I buy it and then I don't use it because I'm like, they keep dropping stuff and I'm like, I'm waiting to have like a full face a product to use. And so I finally like, I'm just gonna do it and just wear what I have and create my full face of Fenty. So we're gonna get started. My face is already cleaned, hydrated, nourished. We're gonna get started with some primer. We are going to take the Fenty Beauty, this is the Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. Ooh, this is like new, like, oh, it's like milky. So I typically love a mattifying primer, but lately I've been like not really concerned about mattifying because as I'm getting older, I think my skin is changing. I'm still an oil producing machine. However, I'm starting to have a little bit of combination around my mouth. This smells really nice and clean. It has like a silky finish. And what I always like to do, I like to set my face with some setting powder. What I'm going to do also, I brought my trusty hand fan. I got this on Amazon. I have one in my blogging bag, my makeup vanity. I have one. I just have one all over the place. These are like the best things to have. I take this on my cruises. Like people are just envious. I'm like, girl, get you a little electronic fan. It's gonna change your life. Okay, so now that's kind of like set in. I'm going to take a little bit of my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. This is in the color Honey, and I also have a different color. It's a little darker. So this looks like a highlighter color for me, kind of like a banana. And then I have it in Nutmeg. So this is more my shade. So I'm thinking I'm going to go with my shade because that's what I typically do with my Laura Mercier, which is kind of, I'm trying to do the same process of my normal makeup routine. Set my primer. I like doing this because it offers a level of coverage and it also helps my eyebrows stay on. I don't know, this smells good. Is it this? I think it's my sponge. My cleaning solution that I use smells really, really good. I'll leave that also in the description box if you're interested in that. Okay, we're gonna go into brows and we're using the Fenty, what is this called? The Fenty Brow MVP. And I'm using the color Black Brown. I don't typically go for a straight black because I think that's too harsh. I usually go for like a dark brown, and that's what the description said on this. And so this is a precision tip pencil. Yeah, this is what I typically use from Benefit. Oop. And it comes with it's the same setup. Like oh actually no. This one has, instead of like a spoolie, it has like an actual paddle brush. This is a Fenty show, so we're going to use as much Fenty product as possible. So we're going to use Oh my gosh, I don't know if I like this. Ugh. The paddle brush to brush up this. You know, I actually do kind of like this because it looks like a real brush, and my hairs are wild, so it needs direction. It's dense and kind of coarse, so it's like it's made to get all these like wild, straggling Oscar the Grouch brows that I have. Being a girl is so hard. There's just so much for us to do. We have to wax, you know, landscaping, you know, down there. And then you have your nails, you have your brows, you have your mustache, you have your boob hair, you know, you're like plucking, you know, like it's just like, come on. So, first impressions, I'm just like, I like my brow pencil better just because I get more of the product out at once. Like I can quickly do my brows. This takes more strokes. Um, and I feel like it's for people who have nice brows already. Like they don't really have to do much. You know, I think I'm getting old. Well, I am getting old, like all of us are. But like arthritic pain in my hands. I mean, I've been a nurse for over 10 years and like popping pills like into little containers. I think I have carpal tunnel or something. Like just holding like even holding my eyebrow pencil for a long time, I'm just like, who's gonna do my makeup if I can't? You know what? I'm gonna have to like learn how to do it with my toes. I mean, there's amazing makeup artists who are handy capable, and they don't have like arms, and like they do these amazing like things I cannot do with my own two hands. So I think it's always resourceful to like have a plan B. Next video. Next video, doing a full face with my toes. Okay, so last night Carla and I watched a thriller that I started on my own called The Invisible Man. And I started it and I watched like 30 minutes. I was like by myself at my house late at night. I don't know why I started this movie and I couldn't finish. I was like, I can't. So when Carla came over the other night after working on some stuff, I'm like, do you want to watch a movie? Because I wanted to watch this movie and I can't do it by myself. And she's like, okay, girl, we want this thing was it's so suspenseful. And okay, it is rated R, so before all these people are like, you watch this rated R movie? Yes. But there's like maybe like 3 or 4 times the F word was said. And yeah, there was no nudity or anything. I think it was just because it was suspenseful. But girl, honey, boo boo. Oh, yeah, the violence. That's what it was. It's the violence. Like he's freaking crazy. But this guy, oh, it's the girl from The Handmaid's Tale. That actress. Do you know? Oh, Moss. Yeah, I really like her. Um, she's trying to. Spoiler alert, by the way. Like, don't continue listening. Just mute me. Keep watching, but just mute me. um, so she's trying to get out of this domestic violent relationship, and her husband is like this really. Oh, by the way, I'm using my Rare Beauty um, brow harmony. I'm just using the gel part so I can tame these bad boys. Um, so yeah, her husband is like this big name, really smart tech person. Um, and so she ends up escaping, and then like she hides out. I still don't understand how she's like, how are her and this hot black guy in this movie related? Like, how are they friends? Like, is she is this their brother-in-law? Like, but the sister that they show in the movie is not married to him. I don't know how, but whatever. This really hot black guy. All right, so I'm gonna use one of my Fenty Beauty match sticks. This one is in the color suede. I see Priscilla Ono, who's one of Fenty Beauty's um, makeup educator ambassador people. She always like warms it up on the back of her hand, and then she goes in. So first off, I'm not sure if I like this application, so I can pick up stuff because I kind of like to have more control. Okay, so where was I in the movie? Okay, the hot brother-in-law or friend is a cop, and no one knows that she lives there now, but then one day she gets a letter. Like how no one knows where she is. She escaped, right? The letter is like to come and discuss some money stuff because her husband has killed himself. Turns out this guy leaves her $5 million. The lawyer is actually her late husband's brother, like blood brother, and he gives you the willies. He gives you like bad vibes. He's cute, but he has crazy eyes, you know. She is like, wow, like I get to start my life over, and to say thank you to her hot black brother-in-law, she like sends like she started a bank account for his daughter because she wants to go to Parsons fashion school and they can't afford it, and so she basically is putting $10,000 a month for the next 12 months so that she can be taken care of, which is really, really nice. So she's over here like weird things start to happen. Like she starts hearing things and like feeling like someone's in her room and she can't see anybody. And then there was like one time like she was sleeping in bed with her niece, and then you see someone pulls the blankets off, and I'm like, what is happening? Who is in the room? And you can't see anybody. And then like you can hear it, and then like there was like footsteps on the blanket, and she was like trying to pull the blanket, but the blanket wouldn't go. And it's like, who's there? And she's like, James. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And like he's a cop and he's all hot with muscles and stuff. And he's here. Like I saw footsteps on the blanket. And obviously she sounds freaking crazy because like of course, like what are you talking about? There's no one here. And this niece, she's like, she got her like mace like ready. And like there's nothing in the room. And her dad's like, who are you gonna spray? But weird stuff like that keeps on happening. Creaking, doors being opened. One time she goes outside and it's cold and the front door's open. Like, how did that happen? And then, like, you know when you're breathing and you can see your breath? So she's breathing and then you see her breath. And then behind her, you see someone else's breath. I was like, this stuff makes her go crazy. And it's like ruining her so-called life. And people are like, don't let Adrian, that was his name, like ruin your life. You know, he's dead. Like you have to move on. Like don't let him haunt you. Her sister, who's like saved her, like got her out of the bad situation in the first place, she receives an email from Elizabeth Moss character, like, I don't want to see you ever again. You're suffocating me. Like you're a horrible sister. And like you just want the money that I'm getting. She's like, I got your email, and she's like, I never sent you an email. Adrian somehow got into her computer and sent this horrible email to her sister, and now her sister, who was her one ally, doesn't want to have anything to do with her. Okay, eyebrows are done. We're going to move on to foundation. Foundation, I'm using the Pro Filter Soft Matte Long Wear Foundation, and this is in the color 450. So, to find my match, I always go on Sephora to do like the foundation match. I always go based off of my tried and true, which is Born This Way, Too Faced. I'm the color Tiramisu. Going to apply. So where was it? The cop that she lives with, the hot cop, she kind of like she loses his confidence too, because the niece and her talking one day, and out of nowhere, Adrian, invisible Adrian, slaps the girl. And she's like bleeding. She's like, "Why did you hit me?" And I'm like, "Come on, girl. The girl was across the room. She didn't hit you. That was somebody else." But it's only her in the room. Who else could it have been? So she just looks crazy. You know, she just looks like she's unhinged. She finally gets to have dinner with her sister to kind of like talk it out. And her sister, she's like telling her sister, "I don't know how he's doing it, but he's not dead. He's alive, and he's doing all these things." And I found, oh, that was another thing. She went into the house that they lived in, and she found this suit that goes invisible. Because you remember that the guy is like really big in optics and science and stuff. So she finds a suit, and so she hides it, but she's just like, she can't talk about it because this guy's invisible. He could be anywhere and everywhere at the same time and like listening. And so she's like, I got the proof that he's alive. I can't tell you. And so she just looks freaking crazy. And at this point, she can't sleep. So she got bags in her eyes. She's super pale. She's looking a hot mess. And so her sister's like, and she's like, I need you to believe me. I need you to believe me. And they're sitting at dinner, like across from each other. And her sister's like, I believe you. Like she really was like, I believe you. But as she's like, oh, thank you, all of a sudden a knife is just hovering like this. I'm Elizabeth Moss, and you are the sister, like you right now. So you, the sister, sees a knife just hovering behind my neck, and I'm like looking at you, looking at something behind me, like something's weird. And the knife, he takes the knife and slices her throat in the restaurant, and then puts the knife into my hand. So it looks like I just slit my sister's throat at dinner. So, of course, now she's in the psych ward. This guy is like ruining her life, you know? And she just looks crazy because it's like, he's here. He did it. I didn't kill her. She killed her. I mean, he killed her. And it's like, this is a really, really big pickle, you know? A really big, crunchy pickle. After like they medicated her and like all the doctors left the room, like you heard Adrian say, "Surprise." I'm like, this mofo right here? Are you kidding me? This dude. The black hot cop friend comes and is trying to understand, and he's just like, you sound freaking crazy, because she's all saying like, Adrian, he's alive, he's here, he's in the room. Oh my gosh. This is a good match. I'm talking about the foundation. I know I'm jumping around. And I was honestly not even gonna come in here talking about a movie review, but here we are. So then, guess who visits her? Tom, who is her late husband's brother. And he is the one handling his estate and everything. And so because she's arrested, the money that was being, allocated to her, staggered out, was contingent on her, not being a criminal. So you can't kill people, so you won't get the money. So all the money stops. Then he leans in, like close like this. Like, come in. He leans in with his crazy white boy eyes. He's like, we can make this all go away. Like, wait, you are in on this. Homegirl. The reason why she wanted to leave Adrian in the first place was because like she knew he wanted to have a baby. And if she had the baby, if she got pregnant, she knew she could never ever get away from him. So she was taking birth control pills to pretend, like avoid like getting pregnant. But the brother's like, you think we don't know that you were swapping out your birth control pills, or you were like taking birth control? He's like, he swapped them out for something else. Turns out she's pregnant. This guy, mind you, he's this close with his crazy blue eyes. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Adrian wants you back. He's like, yeah, he wants you back. Pretend everything, he'll make all this go away as long as you keep the baby. All right, we're gonna do concealer now. Whew, I'm just getting worked up. Oh, and yeah, this is suede. So we're gonna. So I wouldn't say that this isn't the highlighter for me, the concealer color for me. It's a little on the gray side, but that's not Fenty's fault. That's my fault. So she takes the paper. She's like, "You just gotta sign right here, and I'll, you know, get you out of here." She's like, "No, you killed my sister. You and Adrian killed my sister, and I'm not gonna let you have the baby." Before, like when he bends down to take the papers, she takes one of his felt pens, like those like Sharpie nice pens, with a point, out of his suitcase and like sneaks it. She's like, "What am I gonna do? I'm pregnant. I'm crazy up in here. No one believes me. Tom knows Adrian's invisible somehow with this suit and making my life a living hell." So one night after like the room gets cleared and checked, he does a poor job because he doesn't find the pen. She takes the pen and she goes into the shower because she knows he's in the room. She knows he's there. She just can't see him. And she's trying to like provoke him so that she can like get him out in the open. So she's like, she takes the felt pen and then like she stabs herself and she's like, "You're not gonna get me or the baby." And like she starts like taking it's pretty intense. And then he reveals himself. And so she takes the pen and she's like, "Stab, stab, stab." And so it starts like to reveal the suit, this like crazy suit that he's in because it's penetrated. And so um one of the security guards like hears the ruckus and he comes in and like sees what's happening, and then he sees the guy like with the partial suit looking like kind of like Venom, and he kills a bunch of people, but he also is seen by a bunch of people like going in and out of the suit, like it's like glitching. So, and they're left alive. So he does leave some witnesses behind. Also, it's gonna rain like for the next 3 days, and it was currently raining, and so like he runs out and she follows him. She takes one of the guns and like follows him, and so they're in the rain and she's like trying to find him. It's crazy. Make sure you get this corner, ladies. Move that nose. So your concealer doesn't just sit. I mean, I think it looks nice. I think I'm looking glowy, but I'm not feeling oily. Like it still feels like I'm mattified. So she ends up getting into a car following this guy, Adrian. Adrian made a statement like, I'm not gonna make you feel pain. I'm gonna make like hurt everyone that you love, and I'm gonna get that little girl too, like the witch or something. So she knows that means that he's gonna go and hurt Sydney, who is her niece, like the black hot guy's daughter. Are you following? Okay. She calls the hot black cop, like, "Hey, Sydney's life is in danger." He's like, "How are you even calling me?" He's like, "Just listen to me." Oh my gosh, I'm getting all, "Just listen to me, hot man." So, guess what? Adrian's already in the house. And the girl is sleeping, but she, like, hears something. But remember, like, she has her spray. So she gets her spray. And she can't see anything, but she feels something there. And then she sprays anyway, and she gets him in the face, and because like it reveals a little bit of the suit, and then she like runs, and then he grabs her, and like he's like choking her. Her dad comes in, and Adrian starts beating up the hot dad. Do not kill the hot black man. I'm going to be so upset if this hot man dies. Okay, we need to set this before it starts to crease. So we're going to go back with honey, the Fenty Beauty honey. So they're in this fight for their life, right? Homegirl comes, Elizabeth Moss. And she comes with a gun and she starts shooting at pat, 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 pat. And gets him, like mad holes. He's leaking. The suit is glitching. And so he's just like, he's dead. She takes the mask off. Guess what? It's not Adrian. It's Tom, the brother. Where's Adrian? So at this point, the cops all believe her. So they send all the cops to the mansion where Adrian lives, right? And then they're like got all SWAT and like looking for like where the heck is Adrian? Like what's going on? Then all of a sudden you're like, help! Is anybody there? Help! Open up like this hidden wall and it's Adrian tied up, beat up, like he's a victim. He ain't no victim. Somehow he got to frame his brother so the police don't believe, like they can't prove that Adrian is lying. So guess what? Adrian goes free. So she's like, Adrian wants to have dinner. He wants to reconcile because guess what? She's pregnant with his child, and he wants to go back to how things were. Rewind the time that she went into the mansion and she found the suit. Remember, I told you she hid it somewhere in the house. It's this very dramatic like scene where this big long table, Adrian's sitting with his crazy eyes, very similar to Tom, his brother, and he just has psycho crazy face. And Elizabeth Moss's character, she's just looking like fierce. She's wearing like all black, red lips. Her hair's like, whew. And guess what? Hot black friend cop person is in a car listening. They're like, she's all wired up. He's like, I want us to be together. I want us to like have the baby. And she's like, if you want to be a part of this baby's life, we can't start on a lie. You got to tell me everything. I can't know that I'm crazy. Like, you got to tell me. You got to do this for me, Adrian. You know, she's playing him, right? You know that, right? Okay, we're going to do some bronzer. We're going to go with Mocha Mami. She's just like, starts to cry, like, why can't you just tell me the truth? Why can't you just tell me it was you? Like, I know it was you. And he's like, it wasn't me. And she just starts like being a mess. And so she's like, I better go clean up. Like, I better go fix myself. So she goes to the bathroom. And she's in the bathroom, like, wiping her tears, like, doing all the whole thing. And then, mind you, Adrian is sitting at the head of the dinner table, right, by himself. And there's cameras. So it's the camera in his house the view is only showing him at the head of the table. And then there's like, the way that she walked out of the scene, there'll be a part where she could see him, but the camera won't capture her looking at him. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so, oh man, this is making my makeup take way longer than it usually does. Okay, so she's in the bathroom, like getting herself cleaned up, and then all of a sudden, Adrian's at the head of the table, and then just like with her sister, and there was a knife just floating. A big knife was like right like behind him, and then it goes into his hand, and then it's like he's like fighting it, but it goes across his throat, slits his own throat. So it looks on camera like he committed suicide. But he didn't, because homegirl had kept the invisible suit somewhere in the house. So when she went to go clean up in the bathroom, she really went to go change and then get Adrian, because we all know Adrian's horrible. He's the one who did this, you know. And so Adrian is dead, and it looks on camera like he killed himself. And so she goes back and changes, and like she's like back in her regular clothes, and she's like, oh my god, he killed himself. She calls 911, and so hot cop black guy who's outside listening, he hears this and he like starts running in, and so she like backs out of the camera scene, and she just looks at Adrian like, yeah, surprise, just like he said surprise earlier to her, she says it to him. So anyway, that was the movie. I hope you enjoy me telling you about this movie. And I'm going ham on the bronzer. So now I'm gonna set the rest of my face just everywhere to blend all the powders together. You hear my stomach swerving? Okay, and my trusty fan. Just let that dry off. For blush, I only have this color right here, and it's called Ruby Riches. It's a highlighter, but I've seen like it's like multi-purpose. Ooh. This is a lot. All right, let's see if we can make this work. Just gotta diffuse it. It was a little harsh, but just keep blending. Okay, this color is Moscow Mule from the Kilowatt Dual Pan. So you have Ginger Binge on the right and then Moscow Mule on the left. This is the Snap Shadows Mix and Match Shadow Palette, and this is in 3 deep neutrals. Let's do a little brown. I don't know, this one's called Smash or Pass. This brown color right here. I don't really wear a lot of color, but like when I do, I like to like just like wear one and like kind of like blow it out. Okay, it's looking like sexy smoky. Ooh. All right, so I don't have the Fenty Beauty fly liner. I don't have that, so I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty liner, which I love. Okay, got my Glamnetic liner on, glue on, so I can pop these lashes on. I'm gonna moisturize my lips with my Fenty Pro Kisser Luscious Lip Balm in the color Cocoa Drizzle. Just to moisturize my lips. Alright, I'm gonna pop on my Glamnetic lashes. This is in the style, I think Lush Lash, yeah. These are the most glam I've ever gone with my Glamnetic lashes. I usually do like something kind of like mid-level, but I was like, why not? Okay, we're going to finish off with the Fenty Beauty Stunna Lip Paint in the color Underdog. Oh. So that was one pass. I don't know if you, I just took it out one time and I did all this. It doesn't feel drying. It doesn't dry right away. But I'm like, whoa, like that's a lot of product to move around. Doing one last spritz. All right, let me pop on my wig and we'll get you the completed look in just a sec. All right, guys, so this is the finished look. I think it's absolutely gorgeous for fall. We had a little bit of a bumpy road of getting there. I had the whole movie synopsis thing happening. I did not know if that was gonna happen. But you know what? We got to the finish line. It's not a race, it's a marathon. You know, just take your time, have fun with makeup. I'm not a makeup artist. I will say it again and again and again. But I like makeup. I love the transformation it provides, and I think makeup is for everyone and that you should just have fun. You're gonna be trial and error. There's a lot of errors happening in today's look, but I think we pulled it together. Thanks so much for watching. If you love this video, had fun, had a good time, want to come back, give it a thumbs up, hit that bell for notifications, and make sure you're subscribed and join the Curvy Lady family. We would love to have you. And when I say we, it's me and Natalie and the baby in the belly that's coming. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I think this look is awesome. I'm gonna have all the links that I used for the products down below, and let me know what kind of full face look would you want me to do next. Like, is there a brand that you want to see? Something with more variety in darker skin tones? Like, let me know. So hit me up in the comment section, and I'll see you guys next time. But until then, stay lovely. Bye.